Paul Heyman was writing OVW television, and he just said, hey, go out and cut the ring announcer off tonight, cuss him out, and then do your own introduction and, make it big. And so I did that, and I hit the last name twice, and I came back through the curtain, and everybody was like, keep doing that.
I'm here with Mr. It's a formal Mr. Anderson.
How you doing, man?
How are you?
Good.
How are you, man? How is you're
good.
Training wrestlers now? You've been in the wrestling game, the student game, for how long now?
Since 2016.
And where can they find your wrestling school?
We're in the Twin Cities. We're in St. Paul. Mm-hmm. We've got a website. It's the Academy, SOPW.com, or you can actually text me directly. The number is 507-722-2776.
This is like I'm filming an interview in the 80s or 90s when the local business gives out their phone number right away.
I want to have a little jingle. 507-722-2776.
Body slam your phone.
Yeah.
So when people come to you for wrestling, I'll talk to you things in your past, but when people want to be a wrestling student, what's the number one misconception people have when they want to learn to wrestle?
That it's easy. And that it's fake, If anything, this is one of the hardest businesses to get good at because there's so many moving parts and there's so many things. Just running the ropes, something that anybody who's a wrestling fan has watched people do time and time again. There's not one person that's ever jumped in the ring and just hit the ropes perfectly. It's one of the hardest things to do. So I just think people realizing how much it hurts because it is painful. And it's just one of those things, it's like any other contact sport where you sort of get used to it, your body builds up callus, and you sort of expect it. But that first initial, thud, you can sometimes see the, oh, shit.
It settles in.
In fact, I had one student, this couple, who, really good-looking couple, if they make it, that's the type of couple that Vince is looking for. And she took her first bump, and I remember she stood up, and she had this look in her eyes, and I was like, she's done. And she never came back to another.
All right, there you go. Now, you think you've gone from taking that first bump to WrestleMania, and you got to have some big WrestleMania moments, obviously in Detroit as well.
Yeah.
What's it like to be on a WrestleMania? For anyone who's gone from that first bump to a Mania, there's a sense of accomplishment with that.
There is, but at the same time, when you're in it, it's just a job. It's weird.
Yeah.
Now looking back on it.
Oh, sorry.
No,
that's all right.
Now looking back on that feels weird for me to say that. But I remember, at the time you're working 5 nights a week. And so it just becomes you realize that, okay, so on the day, I walked out into the arena. I looked out. It was an empty arena, and it was like, holy shit, this is going to look crazy. Can I swear on here? I'm sorry.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll bleep it, whatever.
And then when I went out, I looked out, and it just looked like a 20,000 seat arena that was just really full. It didn't look like that much. Wrestled the match, and then I went upstairs to the luxury box where they had all the family members, and I looked down and I saw this giant sea of people in that little tiny ring in the center of everything, and that's when it dawned on me, holy shit, I just did that.
Surreal, right?
Yeah.
Breakthrough moments. You were a talker. You were a guy who really got over on being a personality and having the moment the microphone comes down, and that seems like something wrestlers cut promos, but you were a guy where it was the microphone was your image. That was your iconography. How many people can say the microphone, something so basic and insulated into our ideas? It's like a guy says he's the steel chair guy. You were the mic. I mean, you know what I mean? Yeah. When did that come through? When you kind of knew, I'm going to get over by talking. I'm going to really translate to the audience with the Mr. Kennedy, that breakthrough moment. Where is that for you?
So the talking part was something that I always focused on from the beginning. Austin, Rock were my favorite wrestlers. The people that could talk. And but when I was at OVW, I had this moment where Paul Heyman was writing OVW television, and he just said, hey, go out and cut the ring announcer off tonight, cuss him out, and then do your own introduction and, make it big. And so I did that, and I hit the last name twice, and I came back through the curtain, and everybody was like, keep doing that. And in the wrestling business, when the boys pop for something, you know you're onto something. Because like we're usually cynical, we see everything, so you know what's that's gonna really work. And that was just instantly. 5 weeks later, I was on TV. I was making my debut, and then somebody came up with the idea of the microphone coming down from the ceiling. It was one of the writers, and in that, I will say, right place, right time. Like I didn't really change how I was wrestling. I just started saying my last name twice.
It is so simple. What do you think? But then there's so many people who grew up with saying Kennedy,
Right.
And how many people yell that to you at an airport? Like when you walk into an airport, people just or they do the whisper one, Kennedy.
Oh no, they do the yell. They always do the yell.
Hey, I'm at the grocery store. I'm gonna get some deli meat. I'll see you.
Every once in a while. It was more so when I was working for WWE, obviously, but now it's like every once in a while.
So if they want to find out about the wrestling school, where do they go?
The Academy, SOPW.com. You can check out all of my social medias, Mr. Ken Anderson on Instagram, Twitter. I'm on Facebook. And like I said, 507-722-2776.
And if you prank call, he's going to come to your house and really make you feel it.
I pop for prank calls, actually. I get them every once in a while. So.
Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it, all right?